Welcome here to more Talk FCB and welcome to what is a crucial weekend for Barcelona and indeed for Ronald Koeman. And that's exactly where we're starting. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the full reaction from Koeman in today's press conference, where he defended his system and defended Barca's start of the season. He was asked in detail about Riqui Puig and whether we can expect any improvement. And I've got to say, some things from Koeman were understandable, but some of them today, they did anger me. We're going to be talking about it all, so let's get to it. Because if we start, first of all, with Koeman actually explaining how he's feeling right now, not in terms of the team, not in terms of the Barcelona coach, but just him personally, given the amount of pressure he's under right now, what is he feeling? He said, I'm fine. He said, obviously, I am worried about our situation in the league. He said any coach would be, but he said until the date of the elections, we tried to get the most out of the team. I don't need support, because in a big team, when the results don't come, I understand the main person responsible is the coach. And that's interesting already there. Not only is Koeman saying, you know what, I'm okay, but he did mention the presidential elections. And that wasn't the only time that he mentioned that in today's press conference. And I just wonder there, is he just thinking about that? Is he actually understanding now that, you know what, this might be my last month in the job. I might only have until the elections. That was interesting. He was then asked, of course, given the fact that we have now lost 2 successive games, firstly against Cadiz and then again against Juventus, damaging in midweek at the Camp Nou, what needs to improve in this team, and is the defence in particular, is that where your concern is right now? Koeman said, in general, improving in defence is something that, of course, we're looking at. He said it's not something, though, that I obsess over, because when you're analysing all the errors, only 3 of them are collective errors. The others are individual problems, which I think we can all actually there say, you know what, that is true. We have said many a time that, you know what, the collective issue at Barcelona maybe isn't necessarily the biggest problem. It has been a case of just lack of concentration, individual errors, game in, game out. Koeman said, we've made errors from set pieces. He said errors even from throw-ins. He said again the other day, we didn't defend well. He said, of course, though, our results are not at the level in general that we expect. But it did not take Koeman long in this press conference to be asked about Riqui Puig, and I was really happy with that. I really wanted Koeman to be asked there exactly why we're not seeing this man more, and he was asked very directly why we're not seeing more of Riqui Puig. Nobody in the world can understand why he's not playing more regularly. Koeman said he did come on against Juventus. He said he did play well, just like he has done in other games. He said it's about, for me, finding the best starting 11, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. So giving nothing away there with regard to Puig, I did feel as though he did mention him a few times in the press conference, maybe a little bit more than usual. You would hope that Puig is getting closer and closer to that team. And if he's not, make no mistake, that's just all wrong. What was very interesting, though, in today's press conference is when Koeman was asked there whether there'd been complaints from the players about his system at the club. Something, of course, we discussed over on the main channel yesterday, looking at the different systems that Ronald Koeman could use, maybe to change his fortunes at Barca. But no, he defended his system and actually said that the players don't have any problem at all. He said that's not true. He said it's a lie. The players would have told me because we speak regularly. He said I feel supported by the players because if I didn't have their confidence, I wouldn't be able to do my job. Koeman was then asked, if not the system, if you're not going to change that system, if you still have faith in it, what does need to change then? If it's not the system, what else can you look to change? He said, I'm talking more about concentration. He said, we need to be also more aggressive in certain moments in games. He said, again, we conceded 11 league goals, 2 of them from penalties, 2 of them from corners, and 3 individual errors. And again, Koeman really hammering home there, these are individual problems. He, I think, is very frustrated here because obviously he can't technically control whether a player makes an individual error. If somebody there, for instance, like Clement Longley, giving away a penalty against Real Madrid, giving one away against Juventus, he can't do a great deal about that. So you can understand there a bit of frustration. Koeman went on to say, we're the team still, though, that has created more opportunities than any other team in the league. He said, and that's also thanks to the system. He said, today we're without Ansu Fati, without Dembele. He said, but somehow we need to find a way to create space for the players who play more freely, like Pedri, Coutinho, and he also did mention Ricky. However, one of the biggest moments of this press conference, and the part that I disagreed with Koeman most on, was the next question. He was asked basically there whether he felt the recent failings in this team, the defeats, the way that we've crumbled in games, is it a case of a psychological problem? Not only they're out on the field, not only what you see from the players in their performance, but is it also mentally? And Koeman, he did not think it was. He completely cast this aside, and I think that's wrong. Koeman said, no, this team has enough personality and enough experience. He said now it's a moment for the experienced players who've been here for so many years to step up. The good players always stand up. He said, I don't believe in psychologists and mental issues. If you play for Barça, pressure exists. You already know that, and you have to overcome it. And I just think, honestly there, he has got that so badly wrong, and I could not disagree with that comment more from start to finish. First of all, saying that the team has personality, I don't really see that. I don't see a team out there, week in, week out, who actually has personality. And this experience thing, I do not understand the obsession with recent Barca coaches and just playing experience. He's saying there that it's a time now for the experienced players to stand up. What have we been doing then? Because we've still been playing very experienced players who have still been making mistakes. You can't say that the losses were down to inexperience. That's simply not the case. And to say there that he doesn't believe in psychologists and mental issues, I don't think there he's understanding the gravity of the modern game. I really don't, because this Barcelona team have been through defeats, they've been through really bad moments, and I think we're still feeling the psychological effects of that and the mental effects of that we see in our game every single time we step out on the pitch, and especially when we go behind. And to just rule this out, I think that's wrong. Finally though, Koeman was asked there whether he would give a message to the fans. What would he say right now in a difficult period for the team? What would he say to the supporters of Barcelona? He said obviously it is difficult right now for the fans because they've gotten used to winning many titles in recent years. And he said losing games against teams like Cadiz or Getafe, it is difficult. He said, but we are in a transitional period. Sometimes it's difficult to explain. The whole situation of the club is a difficult one. He said there's the COVID situation. Then there's the financial situation. And of course there's a new president coming in next month. A lot of things are uncertain at this club. And again, part of me there is understanding Koeman's situation. I have said many times that I do not feel this is solely the responsible of the coach in terms of the bad form, because I do believe, like Koeman says there are so many things going on at the club right now, and there are so many problems that he himself is having to deal with. But you look again, he's mentioned those elections. He's mentioned there a new president coming in just around the corner, and I still do get that feeling that Koeman believes he's going to be out the door soon when that new president arrives. But of course, guys, ahead of what is a crucial game for Barcelona, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you expecting from this team? Are you expecting a reaction tomorrow? I'll see you soon, guys, with the match preview coming up later on today over on Talk FCB. I'll see you then for that, and I thank you indeed for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca! El Barça.